GETTY, ENTERPRISERussian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, Yulia SkripalMs Skripal, 33, was poisoned alongside her father, 66-year-old former Russian spy Sergei Skripal, in Salisbury, Wilts, 4 weeks ago. Britain believes the Kremlin was behind the Salisbury attack, but Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov today accused the UK of putting all decency aside over the allegations. Mr. Lavrov said it was outrageous the UK authorities had not allowed Russian officials access to Yulia Skripal, 33, since it emerged that her condition was improving. He said, "I want to reiterate that Russia has no relation to the Skripals poisoning, but we are very interested, probably more than anyone else, in establishing the truth about our citizens' fate." He said he hoped that Mr. Skripalm, who remains in a coma, would recover in the same way as his daughter. "I consider this is outrageous that so far our multiple requests demanding access to our citizens have been rejected or have remained unanswered," Sergei Lavrov, he said. "I consider this is outrageous that so far our multiple requests demanding access to our citizens have been rejected or have remained unanswered." Mr. Lavrov went on to claim UK secret services may have been involved in the March 4 attack in Salisbury, which he said may have been beneficial to the British government to distract attention from Brexit. His comments came as the Russian embassy in London issued a series of what it termed questions without answer about the Skripal case, including whether the UK had ever produced the Novichok nerve agent believed to have been used in the Salisbury poisoning. Britain insists Russian state involvement is the only plausible explanation for the attack, and has led a worldwide reaction involving the expulsion of more than 100 diplomats. Pixel 8000 Yulia and Sergei Skripal, but Mr. Lavrov accused Western countries of playing children's games at a press conference. He said, "Today, our Western partners, and I first of all refer to the Great Britain, the United States and some other countries, which are blindly guided by them, put all of their decency aside and resort to bold lies and fake news. Our responses to all of this are calm and weighted as we keep insisting that all accusations and allegations must be backed with the facts, insisting that Moscow could not have a possible motive to attack Mr. Skripal, who he said was pardoned at the time of a spy swap with the West." Mr. Lavrov said there were other possible explanations for the poisoning. Enterprise Yulia and Sergei Skripal were targeted in a nerve agent attack in Salisbury, he said. "Experts say this may be rather advantageous for Britain's special services, which are known for their ability to act with a license to kill. This can be also beneficial to the British government, which found itself in an inconvenient situation after failing to fulfill its promises to voters on Brexit's conditions." In a string of questions on Twitter, the Russian embassy asked, "Has the substance identified by British representatives as Novichok or analogous substances been researched, developed or produced in the UK?" A police investigation into the poisoning continues in Salisbury. Britain has previously dismissed a series of Russian comments about the possible explanation for the poisoning as efforts to distract attention from Moscow's own failure to explain its part in the events. Meanwhile, Russia's envoy to the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons suggested that Moscow would launch a new initiative in the Skripal case at an extraordinary meeting of its Executive Council on Wednesday. Britain has granted the OPCW access to samples of the substance used to poison the Skripals, which UK experts have identified as Novichok, a nerve agent believed to have been developed by